This is Jaden's videos. Today is November 13th, I think, 2025. And we're starting Christmas setup for 2025, and I never thought in my life I'd be doing this because I only record haunt setups, but so many people said they wanted the Christmas, so here you go. Here's the Christmas,
and here's what you wish for, unfortunately.
Here's Chloe. Here's Chloe, and
he keeps bringing me back. I don't know how, I don't know why.
She secretly loves it, otherwise she wouldn't do it. It's the truth. She just doesn't want to say it.
I love doing stuff.
Christmas, Winterville. It actually is gonna be pretty cool. We got some cool stuff planned.
Starbucks. I like how you said that because you don't want to make me look that bad.
It's actually gonna be alright.
It's actually gonna be good.
We got Starbucks Christmas. We're gonna go into Home Depot and get some paint.
Yeah, what did you get?
I thought, this is caramel brulee. I thought I would record this because I was watching Chris the girl yesterday, and I just liked watching her little hunting videos. I was like, you know what? Since I'm not gonna do hunting videos for Christmas, I'm just gonna include them in. I'm gonna include showing Christmas stuff in the thing. I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for this. I didn't even think about that.
For what?
This music in the background. So here we are at Home Depot. We are getting paint to start a gingerbread house tonight. And as Chloe's figuring out paint, I'm probably gonna look at the Christmas, unless she wants to look at the Christmas for a minute.
Well, I've already seen some of it, and there's one thing I want in particular.
Oh God.
It's the $200 Santa with the reindeer.
Oh please.
It's awesome.
It's probably gone. All right, Christmas. Halloween was Halloween was 13 days ago. It is Christmas now.
13 days ago?
Bro, it's November 13th. That's the easiest math in the world to figure out. They've got some really cool stuff this year. I really like.
Do they though?
These are like the things you see in like downtowns that they put on like the light posts. I was thinking about getting some of these. When I show you guys the trail, you'll understand it a little bit more where I would put those. They've also got bell ones. There are some really cool things. Of course, you got the Olaf. I'm not gonna get any of that.
I've just seen something truly horrifying.
All right, let's go see what she saw. This feels so odd, recording Christmas stuff. I've never done this in my life. This is so strange. What?
I saw some of this before with this whole beach section.
You know what's really bad is last night.
Oh God, what's that?
Last night, as I was at the farm, I almost brought myself to doing a tropical scene.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
This is cool.
Because I thought of this stuff and I thought, it's kind of awesome.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Look at that pelican with the... I think it's pretty cool.
Wait, why does he have a spider?
And there's also a raisin...
Wait.
That's his whiskers!
It looks like a...
There's also Raising Cane.
Oh my God, it's him. Grannies are gonna
I'm not crazy about inflatables.
I need to get away from that.
I don't know why that door does that, but these twinkly things, they do these for Halloween, they got them for Christmas. Okay, there's the one I was talking about, the bell. That bell is pretty freaking cool, the bell thing up there.
Oh, that is cool.
And then you have the 8-foot Santa and Snowman, which don't look 8 feet from down here, but I guarantee when you're standing next to them, they probably do. I'm trying to be very conservative with my budget here, so I don't know.
Lowe's has better stuff.
But it's also ridiculously expensive stuff compared to Home Depot.
I felt like Lowe's had pretty good prices.
Oh, you're on drugs then. They do have these, which I'm sure you've all seen by now, but we kind of just got to stop by them. These are not something I would ever get.
He's made some good motion.
He's sitting down and he's almost as tall as you.
It's my spirit animal. I do like this little mold.
There's Puppy in the presents. This is probably the best, besides the Star Wars stuff. Besides the Star Wars stuff, which they don't have, this is probably the best animatronic they have this year. None of these are anything I would get for the trail, simply because I don't do licensed stuff there. But I do think it's cool. I do like the Olaf. He's pretty neat. And then let me just give a quick look at stuff up here. There's a couple things I kept thinking of. Like at one point I did kind of want that snowman juggling the snowflakes, but $100 for that? I don't know, man. I really wish the prices were a bit cheaper on some of these things, but they are pretty cool. The thing is with some of these is you need like with the candy cane, I love that candy cane, it's 90. But I feel like with candy canes you need two. One candy cane on its own doesn't look good. You usually want two. So, I don't know.
That was really wise. That was really good advice.
Look at all these overpriced trees.
Look at this little guy. He just comes
Oh, it's a catnip thing?
That's awesome.
Look at all these overpriced trees. This one's actually really nice. I do like this one. 400.
I like that.
I'm not buying that. That's half my budget right there. I'm gonna look at some lights just real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna grab any, but I am just gonna take a look at them quickly and just see what we got. Actually, these are not that bad of a price. I just don't know. I know Walmart has, I don't know if Walmart has more. 28-foot length, that's not horrible. I need to cover some trees in the, because it's gonna be like a candy section. You guys haven't even seen what it's gonna look like yet. I'll show you when we get there. It's gonna be a candy section. I need to cover some of the trees in some red and white ones. This is only 15 feet. That's not that big. But these things are awesome, and I think they're just here up until Black Friday because they say they're on a sale. $25. These remind me of course, everything goes back to Halloween. These remind me of the Dolls Let's Play Dead House at Halloween Horror Nights this year. But these are really cool, and I kind of want to get these because I am going to have a toy section as well. So I kind of want to get a few of these and hang these in like the trees there. They have different colors. I haven't seen any reds anywhere I've been. I have not seen red ones yet. So that is one thing to note. And I think these are also Black Friday special. Is this Snowman family, which is 100, which is honestly probably the best deal you'd get for snowmen because you get 3 instead of just the 1 for 100 that was up there. I don't know. We'll see. So before I start getting to working on stuff today, I just wanted to kind of show how the layout's going so you guys have an idea. I worked on some stuff yesterday, not a whole lot yet, but you'll see a little bit. So here is what was the Eden's Grove facade. As you can see, there's no church steeple anymore because for Christmas, I'm just gonna keep the same facade up. And without the steeple, it still kind of looks like a church because it's got those windows and it's got the cross. I'm gonna take the cross off. I'm gonna cover the windows or either put some kind of different material behind them so they're not broken glass. And I'm gonna try my best to make it look like a house. It's gonna need some work, but with Christmas lights and garland and wreaths, I think it'll work because it's so much easier than needing to build a whole new one in less than a month. So as you can see, Wanda Webworth's still here because Mac has not taken her yet. But inside here, instead of being a church, it's going to be like a little Christmas house. I'm actually going to move this wall there. I'm going to put a different wall there. I'm going to put a window scene with snow falling outside. Fireplace, maybe. Depends on if I have time for it. And Santa Claus and a tree. And then here's part of the steeple from Eden's Grove. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Because, well, I mean, I'm going to keep it, of course. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it for Christmas. Because I thought about, I mean, this is kind of just a wooden pedestal without the top. The top's back there. This could have something on it, for sure. This could be turned into something. I don't know. But here you have, right down here, where the graveyard was for Eden's Grove. I was originally going to take out all the fence panels. I decided to keep them because I was really going to take them out and put string lights from the posts. But then it would be so open and you would be able to see the whole trail as soon as you walk in. And then there's no anticipation for what scene comes next or whatever. It's kind of lame. So I decided to keep these up. They're just going to need some touching up and fixing. I need to put some new things so they're not all broken down. But this is going to be like, I guess, kind of the neighborhood street of the village. I put some string lights and I put some lights going up the trees. There's going to be many more lights, of course, and I'm probably going to put some signs on these fences or some neon signs and stuff to spruce them up a bit. Got the snowman. He's not plugged in yet, but there he is. There's going to be many stuff added here. This is the little candy section I was talking about. I have these peppermint like lollipop sticks, in the ground around, and then there's those blow molds which are not in their place right now, but they go here. And then right there, which was once the mausoleum, is slowly being transformed into a gingerbread house. So I think that should look pretty cool. Once Chloe has it all painted, I'm gonna put little gumdrops on the top there that will kind of go.
You are doing candy? You're putting like.
Yeah, I'll put stuff up there. So it'll be big gumdrops on top, and probably something like that where that framing at the top kind of breaks apart, because that's where the cross was. I'll probably put something up there. So yeah, she's gonna paint that brown and then put like icing and stuff on it. So that's gonna look pretty cool when it's done. And then back here, you still got some more candy stuff.
I think this trim, I want to do like red, white, like candy cane colors on that. Kind of make it look, or I guess I could just do.
Yeah, you could do that.
Make it almost look like a strip of.
Yeah, that'd probably look better than just brown.
Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna be just brown.
Yeah.
I thought about making it frosting, but I think it's just.
I'd
gonna
say
look
do
like
the red,
trim.
white.
Yeah.
That'd probably look cool.
It'll be a pain in the butt, but we're gonna.
See, she's smart. This is why she works for me, because she knows what she's talking about.
I just get ideas.
Over here, this is the area that's given me the most trouble, because I wasn't sure what I was going to make this. Obviously, for Eden's Grove, this was all still the graveyard, because for Halloween, the whole haunt is the one theme, of course, each year. For Christmas, it all is cohesive. Like, I'm not going to do a theme that is super out of place. Like, there's not just going to be like a Victorian town back here. It's all cohesive because I try to keep it, you know, blending well. Same type of aesthetic of classic Christmas. But each scene is something different, because I feel like that's just easier to do for Christmas, because it's hard to make a whole thing one thing. And also, I've done a Christmas trail before, Winterville, but this trail that we're doing now, it's kind of like it's very different than Winterville was. It's enclosed. Winterville was a big open space. This is very enclosed, and it's got the separate admission apart from entrance to the farm, so it is different. So this is kind of a test run year of this design. So I think doing a bunch of themes, and then in the future, either I'll change up each scene to a different scene inside, different theme, or I'll just do one whole theme throughout the whole thing in the future. We'll see. I think for haunts, that's more important to keep cohesion storyline wise. But for Christmas, anything Christmas goes together. So it doesn't all need to be the same theme, so long as it's all Christmas. Because the whole concept is that it's like a little town. So a town decorated for Christmas is going to have multiple Christmas things. Anyways, this area back here was giving me a lot of trouble because I didn't know what I wanted to make it. I had an idea for a gnome village because I'm like that. And because the trees back here kind of whimsical, I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. I'm not going to do that simply because it would take a lot more set pieces, because I would have to make it a village. It'd have to be multiple houses. Each house would probably only be about 4 feet tall because they're gnome houses, but still I would say at least 4 of them, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. That's going to take too much. So instead this could be a toy area, like I was saying. And I originally was going to do a toy factory as the facade. Decided not to do that, so I was like, maybe I'll just put a toy factory back here. But then I had an idea last night, which I think is a good idea. Just do a toy shop window, basically. Just put a wall and put the window and put some toys in there like they're on display, like old vintage window toy shopping. I think that'll work. This is kind of just a transition spot, which is kind of what it was for Eden's Grove too. There wasn't really much back here because it's kind of hard to do something cool in this little space. So this is just going to have some lights. But this is where the best and coolest area is going to be, is the winter woods, which obviously you have palm trees and stuff. So that's what I was saying in Home Depot. I had a concept last night where I was like, what if this is just tropical? But I don't want to do that. That would be very non-cohesive to the rest of it if I did like a tropical Christmas back here. So it's gonna be winter woods. I'm just gonna have to do it up a lot. All the trees that look tropical are just gonna be covered in white and blue lights so that they're less noticeable to be tropical plants. And also I'm gonna put a lot of winter looking trees around here and a lot of icicle lights and stuff, so it'll transform. But right here is going to be the big set piece for this. It's going to be probably the biggest set piece in the whole trail, is Jack Frost's Ice Palace. It's going to be pretty cool when it's all said and done. So you'll just walk past that. It's not a walkthrough thing. And then this is back here. I put these because I did take this down because this was the camo netting, so I didn't, you know, there's no walls that were going to stay here from Eden's Grove. So I did just do the string lights to create a path here, and I think it works fine for what it is. Because most of the trail is still, you know, still surprise suspense when you're going around the corner for most of it. And then over here is going to be like a Christmas tree farm type of thing. Farm Fresh eggnog stand, which I used for Winterville, is going to go right there. I'm just going to have some fake Christmas trees here. This will probably also have like reindeer and stuff. Very rustic because it has this fence, which I think works well for it. It's kind of in the trees, and then it's got that shed. And then this, which was the house at the end of Eden's Grove. I took out the main wall in the center there, so it's more open, so it's not enclosed and like claustrophobic and scary. I mean, it still looks scary because the walls still look scary, but once these are painted, this is going to be kind of like a nice little log cabin type thing here. So kind of like the farmhouse kind of, but it's more of a log cabin, and that will just be the end here. It'll be all decorated for Christmas. It'll look nice. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I should probably get to work now so Chloe doesn't think that I'm just making her work while I'm slacking. So we tried wrapping. We tried.
In a jolly mood.
We tried wrapping this tree with candy cane lights because I bought 2 sets, and one is completely broken out of the box, of course, because of the world we're living in.
We tried to fix it. We really did.
So this isn't done, but it's partly there. Chloe
don't look at it.
did some base painting on the gingerbread house and a little bit of white around the door there.
Well, where it was kind of dry.
And I did one more thing. I know there wasn't a whole lot today, but I'll have very many decorations here yet, and I wanted to do more lights on that tree. I wanted to finish that tree, but of course my lights went out, so couldn't do that. But I did cover this tree out front of the facade in multicolored lights. So I've decided to make a stop at good old Walmart just to show their lights and things, or to look at their lights and things and see if there's anything worth getting, or at least get some ideas. And also I want you guys to let me know, do you like this format of me shopping for the event and including the shopping portions in the vlog build videos? Because the only reason I'm doing it for Christmas is because I obviously don't do Christmas hunting videos. So I'm doing it in this, but if you want me to, I can do it for Halloween next year too. Include like Halloween shopping in the build videos. Obviously there's plenty of Christmas inflatables and such. Blow molds, again licensed. I don't do licensed things at the trail. I do need some of these though. I need light up candy canes for the candy section, so I might grab those in a minute. This guy's kind of cool. It's a blow mold Santa head. Lights up. That's kind of neat. It's probably not something I'd get. But yeah, all this. I also need lights. I honestly wonder the price point compared to Home Depot, which we were at earlier. I might. Okay, so it's about the same, I would assume, because it's $342 for 50, and I got 100 for 10. So I'm curious what their 100 is. Their 200's 30, so yeah, I would assume it's probably going to be about the same everywhere. Oh, I was wrong. Their 100 is $647. Ooh, so this is the place to go. Mark that, in case you're wondering. This is the place to go for lights, is Walmart. Their prices are better. Oh, there are some cool blow molds. I'm probably not going to get any of them. They're just so pricey here. But there are some cool. That is pretty neat. I will say that. It's kind of small though, if you can tell. It's not very big. I do like this guy. He's cool. I kind of want to get him. He's like a Santa Nutcracker gingerbread hybrid. He would look cool by the gingerbread house. Not if he's $55 though. Hell no. So I picked up a couple things at Walmart. I got these red and white lights to cover the other tree. So much more of a smart idea, in my opinion, because they're so much cheaper. I'm probably just gonna return the other ones because I already have to return one of them for not working. I'll probably return the other one too because these are cheaper. And then I also got this. These are the net lights, cool white and blue twinkle ones to put in like the winter woods area. There's not really any bushes over there other than the palms, but hopefully those can cover the palms well. And I also just got one pack of the candy cane lawn stakes, which are the cheapest I've found them anywhere at Walmart. $15 for 3. Not bad at all. A lot of places have them for 20, so I think that's pretty good because they're about the same size. And I probably only need 3 because I'm only going to put them in the area leading up to the gingerbread house. So I didn't know I was going to be back here tonight, but I decided I just bought some stuff. I might as well put it up. It's going on 10 p.m. soon, but I was like, it's fine. I'll stay for like a half hour. I want to get those down. I want to put the new ones up. I might just keep this strand because it is a good strand and just put it somewhere else. So I did a couple things. First things first, I did rewrap this tree and the new lights, and it doesn't go up ridiculously higher, but it goes up a little bit higher, and it wraps it a little more evenly so it doesn't just stop in the middle. So I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna get more of these ones from Walmart to wrap around this one, and that's all I'm gonna do for lights in the for lights on trees in the candy area. Originally I wasn't sure if I wanted to do multicolored on this one or candy because the multicolored is right here, but I was like, when I was looking at it earlier, I was like, if it's candy, these two trees kind of frame the gingerbread house when you're looking at it from this way. So if they're red and white, I think that'd actually look really cool. So that's probably what I'm gonna wind up doing there, because it's a nice transition there. It works. Here's the candy cane pathway markers in the ground. They don't stretch out as far as I hoped, so I might need to get another set. This is where I wanted them, because this is actually where a wall was for Eden's Grove, and it's not anymore, and I don't want just people to cut right through there. So I want them here so people have to go around. It just looks kind of stupid with just 3 so close together, so I might have to get another set and bring them out that way, or even that way, but probably this way. And then they can connect to the fence, so they don't just look like they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. They'll connect. So obviously I'd have to move that lollipop, but that's not a big deal because I can just put it somewhere else to fill in space better, so that's fine. These were the original lights that were on that tree, and I just put them on the fence here because I was going to need to put some lights on the fence line here anyways to make it cohesive with the other fence line, and just to add some more lights. Obviously there's some junk and stuff scattered around which isn't going to be here, so don't worry about that. Like, don't bother thinking about what that looks like, because that's not going to be there, of course. But I think it's, you know, it's nice. It just adds some more lights, which is important because people like to see Christmas lights. So yeah, I think it'll look good when it's done. I do think this is going to be a cool scene. And only, what was it, only $12 to cover that tree there? That's not that bad. It's really not. So then I'm going to color this other one, and then that'll be good for that. And whenever Chloe gets out here again, she's probably going to do more on that gingerbread house, which I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to look pretty cool. Like, I really like what she's doing with the trim here, how she put the white, because what she said is she's going to put red as well, so it's kind of like candy cane stripe. We're going to see if I don't know if she still wants to do that or if she decided to just do the white, because I didn't see her put red, but maybe that's because she didn't have red. I don't fully know. So I guess we'll just see how that turns out, but I think this is going to look pretty sweet when it's done. So the other thing I did once I came back was I put this right here, and I don't fully know how to feel about it. So these are the net lights that I bought, that I wanted to put on the palms to make them look more wintry, but they just weigh the palms down too much when you put it on it. I'm just going to have to cut those palms down back there. So I had nowhere else to put these because there's no bushes over here. So I just put them along these plants right here, and I don't know. They're kind of cool because it makes them look more wintry. It makes it look like it's kind of covered with snow or frost. It's just kind of weird because it's so low down. Your attention isn't going to go there. However, I do think as a standalone thing right now, it's a little weird, but once more stuff is added here, like once the ice castle's up, once Jack Frost is over here, and all of the other wintry lights, I think it'll look better because it'll just be another thing that's lit up. So it'll make it look cohesive. Because once everything else is lit up, just having another extra thing lit up I think will look nice. Alright, so I'm here again tonight. It is November 14th. I promise you guys there will be more daytime segments so you can see stuff better. It's just with this time change, the sun sets so fast. It's only like 7-something p.m. and sun's already fully set. Whereas when I'm here in the evenings working on Fearville, when it's 7 p.m., it's still bright out, so I can still see. So that's just what happens, of course. But There will be plenty more daytime segments, but I'm here tonight because I wasn't even sure if I was going to come by today, but I thought I probably should. I should probably get some more stuff done since yesterday wasn't as productive as I had hoped. So I brought a lot of stuff with me. Here's my feeding reindeer. There's that chimney, which you guys never saw this because unless you follow me on Instagram, you likely did not see any of the stuff from last year. But I had Alex, who is one of my painters. She doesn't paint as often for me as Chloe, but she does it sometimes. Last year she did most of the painting for Maple Hollow, and she did most of the painting for Christmas. I'm going to have her tackle a few things this year. But she did this last year for Christmas, this cool chimney. Because I used to do, first year I did the Christmas Trail, Winterville. I did a chimney made out of cardboard boxes. It went on top of the shed, over the hayride shed for Fearville, because that's where Winterville was. It went in that kind of wraparound area that was Maple Hollow last year for Fearville. And so it had, it was a cardboard box. Annoying thing about it was because it was cardboard, I had to take it down and put it up each weekend so it wouldn't get ruined outside. But Chloe painted that and it looked really cool. It didn't look like a cardboard box because of course she's a professional painter. She's great at what she does. She's able to make anything look like it was something. So it looked like a chimney, and I made a cardboard box because it was three-dimensional, and you could see it from every angle, and I put a fog machine next to it on the roof, and I put a hose up through there, and the fog would come out of the chimney, and it just looked so cool. Now, last year, because I used the Maple Hollow facade for the little Christmas, it wasn't a Christmas trail last year, it was more of just like a little house walkthrough, and then the house got destroyed by the weather, because if you guys remember, last year for Fearville we had horrible weather, but last year for Christmas we had pretty bad weather too, which is why I'm so grateful for this year. Fearville went flawless, weather was so amazing, and this year hopefully it keeps up for Christmas. But we had horrible weather last year, house got torn apart because it had been through 2 hurricanes, and then some strong wind came through and it was done. But it was, for the rest of it, I just built a tiny house for the rest of the event. But originally this was on there, and it's 2-dimensional because it went just behind the facade. So you wouldn't be seeing it from every angle, so it looked like a full chimney. I'm going to reuse this again. That was just my little tidbit to say basically where this chimney came from. And this is so much better because I don't take it down each weekend. It stays up because it's wood. It's perfectly fine. It's weather resistant. And then I attached last year this fog hose to there, which it actually has 2 just because I didn't have one with just 1. I'll probably keep it with the 2 because I was thinking I could switch it out for one with just 1 this year, but I'll probably keep it at the 2 because it just allows more fog, which is good. So that just comes down, and it comes down here, and then the chimney, the fog machine blows it out. So that's gonna go probably attach to one of these beams on the back of here, so it'll look like the house has a chimney. So that would be pretty sweet. I also have like just random prop and stuff, wagon wheel. I've got some stuff here. Of course, I got my Christmas coffee. Some just miscellaneous decor and props to make the sets look lived in. And then in here is a lot of stuff. There's all of this miscellaneous decor, which I don't even fully know what all is in here. This is just a huge box of a bunch of things that I just threw all of the miscellaneous Christmas decor from last year into here, so I don't even fully remember everything that's in here. So that's gonna be fun to go through because I might find some things that I didn't even remember I had. Over here, I dropped some other things off. There's a wreath. Neon Snowman from Lowe's is in that box. And then wrap around the corner, I found more of these in my garage. I found 2 more, which I'm happy about because the more the merrier. So I added 2 more. I think these are probably all the ones that I have, but it's a significant amount. It's more than I remembered having. I don't remember if I said this earlier in the video, but I found these last year. Me and Chloe were actually driving the day after Christmas, and someone had thrown them to the curb. Why people would take down their Christmas decorations the day after Christmas when it's still the Christmas season until after New Year boggles my mind, but they did. So these were on the curb, and I snatched them so quick. I originally was like, well, I could put them in the event for the last few days last year, but I didn't do it because I was like, that's just extra work just for the last few days of the event. But I was like, these are going to be useful for something. And I'm glad I got them because these are obviously DIY. I didn't make these. They look pretty simple. They're literally just pool noodles wrapped around, coiled, and then they have tape on them and then they have a stick. So they're very simple, but in the right lighting, they look pretty cool. Like, I do like these. Whoever made them did a pretty good job. And I was like, you know, that's just extra things. That's just less things I need to make. That's just less things I need to buy. Entirely free little peppermint sticks to go around. And with the candy theme, like last year when I got these, I didn't even know that I would be doing a trail like this. Like, obviously this wasn't even a thought yet. I didn't know what the trail was going to be like or what Christmas 2025 would entail. So I didn't even get these envisioning putting them in this candy section of the trail. But when I was thinking of stuff for the trail, I'm like, come on, I have so much candy stuff. I've got to do it, and these are just perfect. Okay, so I got some stuff done. As you can see, there's this, which is pretty good progress, I'd say. It definitely makes this little bush look a lot better. Like I said, once I add more lights to this area, that little bush is just going to be a small snippet of what adds to this. There you go. Put the neon snowman here. I love this guy. I thought he'd look good in between these two trees. I think he looks good with this overall thing. These lights going up the tree, I do need to do some readjusting because not all of them are entirely even, but I'll work on that. I'm not worried about it right now. They're up and that's what matters. So these lights, as you can tell, there's some cool white on those. This is a warm white, which I didn't want, but it's what I have already. And I would rather use what I already have than drop a ton of money on new lights, because I already need to drop a good amount of money on new stuff, of course. So as much stuff that I already have that I can use, the better. So even though they're warm, it's still white. I don't think it's too distracting or bad. They actually look even cooler in person than they do on camera, so I think it's fine. Yeah, so just this. I just wanted to do this just to add something. I originally wasn't even going to cover these trees, but I was like, it'll add something, so I might as well. I did make a decision, though, while I was doing this. This is going to be the winter area. This whole spot here, because this is a big space. Like I said, Jack Frost Castle is going to go over there. This is a big open space. For Eden's Grove, there were some poles here which divided. This was basically that hallway of vines that hung down. As you can see, this beam was, so those could attach to that. That's why that's there. So that's where that was. I just took out the middle poles basically, because those two posts were holding up the "You Think It's Hot Here" sign. So yeah, this was more closed in for Eden's Grove, but now it's pretty open. And I was like, you know what? I think this is a big enough space to have be the winter area. Like, I don't think I need to include that stuff back there. Because with Jack Frost Castle, all of that, it just means that the wintry themed stuff, the wintry themed lights and decorations are condensed into a smaller space, which is good. Because that means I don't need to buy a bunch of other ones to fill out a larger space, because they're more condensed, and it'll make it look better. It'll make it look like there's less dead space and stuff like that. But then I'm like, okay, so what is this then? Because there were a couple things that went into this mindset, and one of them was, of course, these palms, because you know I've been talking about these palms. They're just not ideal for a winter woods. Whereas over there, there's really no trees in that clearing, so you can make that look like a winter wonderland quite easily. This, on the other hand, probably not, because there's all these palm trees. And so I was like, what can go here? Because I didn't want to do Tropical Christmas, as I said, because it just feels too out of place. And then I thought, look at this, palm trees. What has palm trees? Bethlehem. Now, this isn't supposed to be Bethlehem itself. It's going to look like just a little part of the Jolly Lane village that has a nativity in it. I'm going to make a nativity right here because that's one of the easiest things I would imagine to make. It's not going to be difficult at all. Just takes a couple posts. So I'm going to make a nativity right there. And yeah, this is going to be kind of like just a little nativity scene. And I think it works a lot better for various reasons. One, it fits better back here, I think. I'm also going to probably buy like an angel or something, some lighted religious stuff to put in here. So I think that'll be fine. Yes, it means that I do have to buy some things I didn't want to have to buy, but on the contrary, it would have been buying more winter things to fill that space instead, and I actually probably would have needed more. Whereas this is just delegating that money to different things. So I think it'll be better that way. And one of the big mindsets is I think it blends into the farm much better. The farm, Christmas tree farm type area, because a nativity is in a manger. It's very rural. I think it blends the scenes together well, because having the winter forest next to the farm would have been kind of weird. And when I was originally in my planning stages, the reason I wanted to do it like that is because I was like, well, the farm's rural and the forest is out in the woods, so the forest leads to a farm that's in the woods. But it's not really a rustic forest, it's a winter forest. So it's more blues and whites, as opposed to a more rustic, warm atmosphere, which is what the farm has. So I think this will make a lot more sense, because the lights here, like as you can see, I took down those blues. That's actually what's on those trees over there. The lights here that are going to go along here to separate this, I'm going to do gold or white instead. Because I feel like that works well with the nativity theming, but it also works well with the farm, because that means the colors for the farm would be like red and gold, which I think are very farm rustic type colors. But as you can see right here, I did put these lights up above here, and there is some garland on there too, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to do because it's not the thickest garland in the world. Like, it's not very noticeable. So I was like, do I really want to waste the garland on this? But it's already up, so I'm just gonna go with it. I'd like to have thicker garland for this. I think that would look nice, but thick garland is usually pretty expensive. It can cost anywhere from $20 to $40 for just 6 feet of length. So to cover this entire thing would cost well over $100 just in garland. And I was like, I'd rather just use this garland that I already have. It's long, it can cover this whole thing, and I still have more to spare. It's not, I don't think it looks bad. It definitely adds something, because I was going to have to put lights on this anyways. I think if I were to just string the red lights without garland wrapped around the red lights, it would look worse than with the garland. Even if the garland doesn't add a whole lot, it still adds something. It's not just string lights. So that's good. And obviously I'm probably going to put some signs and stuff on here. So this again, it'll just all come together at the end. And also when there's more lighting over here, especially like spotlights and stuff, because I'm going to have some spotlights in this area to shine on the reindeer and stuff in the farm, you'll be able to see the garland more. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll work. So yeah, it was only a couple things that were done tonight, but there was a lot of reconfiguring in my mind and working through stuff. So I'm still happy with today's progress. I think it's still some good stuff that was done, and especially now that I brought so much extra stuff over, I'm happy about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this start of these. It's something completely new. I've never done this before. I've never done a Christmas build videos. I always do something for Christmas for the past 3 years here. Actually 4, because I did a haunted Christmas the first year. But I've always done something for Christmas for the past 4 years. Well, this is going on the 4th year. But I've never recorded it. So here we go. And like I've said, though I've done stuff for Christmas here in the past, this is definitely a new thing that I've never done anything like this before. Like, I've never done a trail that's this involved and this, you know, a separate admission in and of itself. So it's its very own attraction. I've never done something like that. So it's a lot more like Fearville now, I guess, in just the marketing way that it's set up. So that's new, and I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. But if you want to come out, remember, get those tickets to Christmas at the Farm. It is $16 admission, which is not bad at all. And then there's also a circus joining the farm this year, which is performing in the parking lot. And they are going to be $32 admission, but their admission is also included in the Christmas at the Farm. So you pay $32 and you get the circus and the Christmas at the Farm. So pretty good deal, I'd say. And then my trail is an added $4, because obviously this is something that I do all on my own with my Fearville team. We do this, we're building this as a separate addition to the farm. But if you pay that $4 to do the trail, you're welcome to do the trail as many times as you want throughout the night. You're welcome to stay in the trail for as long as you want and just hang out in here with the characters, whatever. $4 admission, and you can have free roam access to the trail. however many times you want for however long you want. And I think it's going to be really cool once it's all put together. So I'm very excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it and excited to see it progress as November moves forward. We have about, I'd say, 2.5 weeks until we open. So though I've just started setting up, I think this progress is really going to get cranking out, and I think we're going to have some really cool stuff. So just let me guys know how you're feeling about these Christmas build videos. Are you liking it? Do you want me to keep doing this year after year? Let me know. And it's very odd to say this in this video, but here lies Halloween and Christmas. There you go. That's going to have to be my outro, because this is a Christmas video, not Halloween. But here lies Halloween and Christmas. I guess that's our slogan for the next 2 months. There we go.